Today the topic is the technical observations on the air conditioning projects, and I will be covering in detail each and every component. What are the points which an executive must keep in mind before start of the project as well as during the execution and during the maintenance, and same if implemented properly on ground, it will avoid all the kinds of the technical observations as well as the execution of project will be smoother and leading to finally less maintenance. To start with, gentlemen, I will be covering first and touching upon going through all this compiled data over the period of time regarding the materials first of all and execution. So, all the major items which are specified as per the CA, they must be ensured that either they are supplied by the OEM or they are be validated technically by the OEM. Now, talking about the packaging unit, major problem is either we have single phase and phase reversal protection in the packaging unit, high pressure, low pressure cutouts, over voltage and under voltage protection must be ensured, overlay trip has to be ensured as per IS 8148 and should be reformed as per 1991 norms. Next coming is microprocessor controller. So, fault diagnosis features, anti-cycle features, the power saving mode when the compressor is off, condenser fan should also remain off. So, these kind of issues must be ensured during the execution or during the material which are coming for the microprocessor controller. Auto restart as well as restoration of power, this has to be ensured. Coming on to the metal duct work, duct shall be fabricated out of the galvanized sheet. It should be meeting the norms, zinc coated 120 mm and conforming to IS 655 and 1963 standards. All ducts should be a size larger than 450 mm and should be cross checked properly before the execution. All ducts should be supported from the ceiling or slab by means of MS rods of minimum diameter 9 mm and MS angle 40 by 40 at bottom with neoprene pad in the between. The duct can suspended from ceiling with the help of dash fasteners. Vanes can also be provided as required and securely fastened to prevent noise and vibration. All flanges and support should be primer coated. Rubber gaskets installed between the duct flanges in all connections and joints must be ensured. Flexible joints fitted with the AHU fans and fire retardant double canvas has to be ensured. The length of flexible joints should be more than at least 150 mm and less than 300 mm. This is a very simple point, but it has to be avoided and made sure that while execution these kind of lengths and all of joints are confirmed. Ducts outside the buildings exposed to atmosphere should be at least 1 gauge higher. No thermocol to be used for insulation in air conditioning work as per the instructions in vogue. Make, type, size and specifications of supply air, return air grills, dampener, they should be ensured they are as per CA. Fire dampeners with the fusible links, they are also has to be ensured as per CA. Ducts collar should behind the grills and should be having at least minimum 2 coats of oil enamel paints. Now, gentlemen, covering about the insulation of sheet metal ducting. Supply air duct should be insulated with minimum 30 mm thickness aluminum face nitrile rubber. It should also have thickness for the various kind of diameters of the pipes. It is covering 25 mm for 50 mm bore, then up to 400 mm the thickness can vary up to 45 mm. Now, also during the insulation, few things which must be ensured by the executives is duct surface has to be cleaned thoroughly. 2 coats of adhesive compound are put on that. Fix factory pre-limited aluminum face self adhesive type closed nitrile rubber, fixing of self adhesives, finally fixing of PVC straps on 19 mm width at every 300 mm center, this should be ensured. Now, talking about the acoustic linings of the duct, major places where we go wrong as executives is we do not ensure the minimum thickness, that is minimum 25 mm thickness of raising bond has to be ensured. Box type dampeners and splitters, here we must ensure that these dampers are provided with the ducting for proper control and balancing of air. All dampers splitters to be fabricated out of GS sheet of 2 gauges higher than the duct. Now, talking about fresh air intake lowers with bird screen, it must be ensured that fresh air intake lowers at least 50 mm deep be provided with powder coated of aluminum. Bird oblique insect screen should be provided with the intake lowers. The blade should be inclined at minimum 45 degrees so that there is minimum water ingress. Lowest bed of assembly should be slightly outward, facilitating the dispersal of rain water without falling onto the system. Noise and vibration controls, gentlemen. Double fire retardant must be provided for air discharge outlet of the air handling unit. Vibration isolation pads of suitable thickness should be ensured. Flexible conduit connection of minimum diameters till the motors must be provided. Some of the minor issues during the air conditioning execution projects, for example, the loops, they should have enough length and connection to remain flexible. All connections where conduits are more than 60 mm, they should be provided with maximum vibration isolation pads. Floor supported piping shall be mounted on pipe supports. All items suspended from false ceiling shall be isolated on separate hangers. In case ducts, conduits, pipes and tubes and annular spaces between construction, they should be sealed properly with the sand cement plaster. Supply duct starting from AHU and the other places where it should be minimum 12 mm thick acoustic lining must be ensured. Gentlemen, something about the filters. Mesh of the filters should be copper woven or aluminum galvanized. Gap should not exist between the air filters. Make, type, model of filters, they must be ensured they are as per CA. Manufacturing test certificate for pressure drop, flow rate, dust retention efficiency must be ensured for various filters which are put in the air conditioning system. To talk about the refrigerant pipe, indoor and outdoor unit to be connected with the hard drawn copper pipe of minimum 18 gauge thickness. All reducers should be with the same thickness of the pipe. The size of the refrigerant pipes should be done by the vendor based on the actual pipe length. Proper vacuum should be done before charging of the refrigerant. To talk about the compressors, make and specifications and the ratings should be ensured as per CA. The RPM of the compressor and motor must be as per CA. Unloaded alarming device, has it been provided or not? This is a very important point. Dual pressure control, that is the low pressure, high pressure, provided or not, it must be checked. Provision of vibration of isolation foundation of AHU compressor and between the duct must be ensured. Talking about the cooling towers, quality of water to be ensured for the longevity of the tower. Chemical analysis of the water must be done before charging the plant. Calcium carbonate hardness of water should not be more than 120 PAPM. Phase value must be between 7.5 to 8.5, which is desirable. Model number and rating of the place must be cross checked and with the literature of the manufacturer as per CA or not. Makeup water tank capacity and staging also should be ensured as per CA. One stainer each should be provided for the condenser pump, separately should be provided. Something about air handling unit. Generally these observations are observed by TEs also. The sheet gauge of AHU, is it as per the CA? Diameter and number of rows in the cooling coils, tubes and number of fins, they are as per CA or not, must be ensured by the executives before the assembly of AHU. Acoustic lining in the AHU, supply and quantity of the air in cubic feet per minute must be ensured. Temperature and humidity of supply air, room air and outside air must be ensured. There are some miscellaneous checkpoints. Each motor be provided with single phase preventer, overload, undervolt protection. Also interlocking of controls such as compressors should be operated unless evaporator, blower and condenser fan are operative. Preheaters are to be provided as specified in supply/return air duct. Excess opening of air conditioning ducts must be closed. Panels should be ensured that they are weatherproof. Thickness 3 mm. Method of installation as per CA. Danger plates on the panels must be ensured. All MCCBs, meters, protective devices etc. are meeting the CA requirement. Humidistats and thermostats are set at per appropriate level and cutoff is required as per the setting. Microprocessor must be checked for its efficiency. Now coming on to the testing per se, once the plant is installed, one must ensure that all the testings have been carried out in a proper manner. So check phase 1, phase 2 test, which are results are as per the requirements. Number of air changes must be checked. Oil failure trips in the plant and the level in the compressor, if it falls below the specified level or not, must be ensured. Time taken to achieve the inside design conditions must be noted. Permissible noise levels in decibel are as per CA or not, must be tested. Earthing preferably should be grid type. So gentlemen, I have tried to cover all the observations which are generally observed by the technical examiners, as well as the faults which executives knowingly, unknowingly they are getting committed. So we must try to avoid, by listening to this short clip, if one can avoid all those during the planning as well as execution stage, we should be able to achieve a better project where there is minimum maintenance. Thank you.